Hello YouTubers, just showing this sort of funny pile of stones we got here. Well, liner stones. There's a lot of unusual things out in the countryside and going back in time, and this is something we have here, which is where I at my little camp. I finished Lavu, but we've gone in the wood here, this line of stones. It just goes all the way across. It's not on any map. Some of them are quite a strange shape. They don't look like they've ever been a wall, and we've had an archaeologist here who said they reckon it's a ream. These are lines of stones which demarcated boundaries. But the interesting thing about this line of stones is it's on a hill, on a slope, but it's quite level. They picked a level area. It's at least 100 yards long on a bank. But the most interesting thing about it is that it lines up with the highest piece of ground in any direction. And it lines up with that at May Day. So when this the sun drops down on the horizon on the other side of the valley, at May Day it actually meets exactly this alignment across the valley, several miles away. So the sort of mind boggles. May Day is an ancient festival all the way across Europe. People wanted to mark the beginning of warmer weather, and it's got various names. I know it's called Vapu in Finnish, but this line just goes all the way across. And I've been here when it does line up. It's sort of quite sort of magical almost. We've got some standing stones and other things here, but this is the most dramatic. At some stage I think somebody was trying to destroy the wall, because some of the stones have been dragged away, and in fact some of them have been, well, there's one that's been dragged away, and some of them have been buried for some strange reason. But with the moss on them, they look quite amazing anyway. Sorry, I said that it was, the archaeologist thought it was a reen earlier on. Actually a reen is a ditch in Somerset. This is, what I meant to say was this is what's called a reeve. So it's a sort of low wall. It's not really a wall that would deter any livestock or anything. They're often found on Dartmoor, and they're quite low and you can step over them, sort of thing, but sometimes they're made of smaller stones or sort of bigger stones like these ones. I mean, this one's a metre long. But the estimate on those on these structures are sort of Bronze Age through to sort of Iron Age, but I think the work they did, where they did find that they were actually Bronze Age. So this is maybe a bit of quite a bit of unique history in this area, because they're not a common feature around here. So the stones are made of this millstone grit, which is quite dramatic, with these crystals on it. And we know from the site that the other thing people were doing here in the past was making kern stones, which are used to grind cereals up, grow corn and whatever. This is the rock that they were using. So there's quite a bit of interest in this place, and you can feel it. You can feel a sort of there's some kind of history. And on this bit of ground here, we've it is old ground because we've got bilberries as well growing here, whortleberries, Vaccinium myrtilis. So it's basically ground that's never been cultivated. As I said, it seems to line up with this hill at May Day, May the 1st. And the hill itself is an interesting one. It looks like something's happened to the summit. Possibly there's been a neolithic causeway camp or something on the hill, but it's been, at some stage, somebody's reclaimed it and ploughed it. So, and a lot of stones have come off it, the hill that sort of this points to. But this line, the thing about this line is it, after about 100 yards, meters or so, 100 meters, it goes through there's two old yew trees we got here. One of them's multi-stemmed, and it's exactly on the same line, so it suggests that it's you know, this boundary or reeve or whatever it is has been here quite a while. And these are certainly the oldest trees we've got. We've got a lot of yew trees, but you know, these, the ones on this particular sort of line, are the oldest, and I'd say 700 years old. So it's obviously been a feature here, but the curious thing, as I said, it's not on any maps at all. This stone here, it does look like we've got some other much bigger stones as well that have been knocked over. And I wonder if they actually were along this line and they would use them to get a, well, they sort of lined up on the sun as it dropped down. I wonder whether that was the case, that one or two of the stones were sort of like little pointers. It's certainly very weathered on its end. It's had a lot of, I reckon that was upright, and that's basically had hundreds or thousands of years of weather on that end. I'd be very tempted to put it back upright sometime. Anyway, just a little curiosity, and something we sort of treasure in this place here.